Hello? Hello? I believe this thing is on. Hi, my name's Dom, short for Dominique, and this is fake adulting. This feels weird. Mostly because the last time I dropped an episode, I got a lot of feedback very quickly for some people who cared enough about me to hit me up and ask me some questions and other things. So I appreciate that. Since then, I have been talked off the ledge, so to speak. But I did go back and I deleted a few episodes because that's not who I am normally, and that's not what I want to project to the world. Do I feel like that? Sometimes. But the point of this episode is to go back and look at why I released the last episode. Now, if you've never heard this before and this is your first time listening to one of my podcasts, then thank you. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. But if you have listened to my podcast and you had seen some of the things I posted over the last few months or so, then you should have been worried, because I was at probably the lowest point mentally I've ever been. And after therapy and talking to certain people I hold in high regard, I kind of got to the root of everything. Long story short, a few months ago, I put out a podcast in which I basically was not glorifying suicide or someone taking their own life, but empathizing, understanding the pressures that come with being just a person in America. The root of my struggles, the root of everything for me, as sad as I am to say it now, was due to a woman. I was utterly heartbroken for the first time as an adult, and I did not know how to take that shit. On top of not having the best year ever, feeling sad, feeling inadequate, feeling just bad about being myself in general, on top of this rejection that I was going through and didn't know how to cope and didn't know how to manage. I'd been getting rejected forever. Pretty much since I started finding women attractive. I've been rejected from like 3rd, 4th grade on. And that was just the way it was until I got to college. And I got shown more love, and it was great. And, you know, it was refreshing, and it felt good, and you feel good about yourself. You start to, you know, get a little cocky. You start to get a little, you know, full of yourself a bit. And then that ends. And you're not around people who are like-minded as you anymore. You're not around your friends. You're not around these women. You're not around any of it. You go back to pretty much leading a normal life, because college is abnormal for a majority of people. And when you come back home, or you move to a new place, or when you leave college and you come to where you're going to be, things change. Things slow down. Things aren't as fun. Things are normal, I guess. Not to use it as a bad word, but things are just quieter. And for the longest time, I was in denial about that shit, about how depressed I was to not be in that place anymore. Not to have those days where I really felt like anything was possible and anything could happen at any moment, at any time. And when I came back home, I didn't feel that way anymore. I felt things had become mundane. I felt things had become more restrictive. I didn't have the liberties and freedom I did when I was in college that I do now as an adult in the working world. For the few years I graduated like 7 years ago now. And for the first few years, it was fine. I was just getting along, just trying to get a job, get a place, just start the next chapter of my life. And that was fine for the longest time. And things were just going as they go. And then the year 2017-18 happened. 2017, I was afforded an opportunity. Well, 2016, I was afforded an opportunity to move up within my company, and I did. By 2018, that same opportunity had become a nightmare, and that they were laying everyone off. 2018, took it on the chin, found a new job. By the end of 2018, I got laid off from that job. Shortly to be picked up by said job just a month later. So 2018 kind of ended kind of rocky. But I had moved, I got a new place, a new car, all that fun. Like, life was moving on. Things were good at this point. 2019 happens, and I am on a cold streak. I can't get anything right. Things are just not falling into place for me. Like, everything bad is just happening 1 month after the next, after the next, after the next. And middle of 2019, I finally thought I, had figured something out. I met this girl. I didn't meet her in 2019. I had known her prior to that. But I liked her, and, I thought she liked me. And that wasn't the case. Looking back on it, I should have known I was in the friend zone by my advances that I made and things that she would say. And it seemed like she only liked me when she was drinking. So the signs were all there, but I ignored them because I was still feeling that arrogance, that cockiness. And maybe I needed to win, Maybe I needed to feel like something. So this goes on for months. I buy this girl flowers. I buy this girl jewelry. I offer to take her to places and do things and yada, yada, yada. And rejected. Like, not like outrightly rejected, but just enough to know like this was never going to happen. But it made me so mad and so sad at the same time looking back on it. I didn't know at the time, like, this, I just spiraled. I just spiraled into a depression. I started doing things differently. I just hated myself. I got really into self-loathing. I thought that, no one would love me, that I'd never find love, that the worst things I could think of, I was just projecting them all on myself because I finally snapped. It was like something inside of me was like, I tried to do things right because in the past with women, I hadn't done things right. And I was trying to go about this in a very smart way, not looking for just sex or just looking to hook up or looking for one thing, just trying to actually connect with this person. But this person didn't want to connect with me. Like, it's quite obvious. Hindsight, of course. But in the time, and during this time, before the counseling and the therapy and the, talking with people, I just couldn't handle it. I wanted to die every day. I was sad. And I'm still coping with it. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to not be just in my head so much. Another thing about it, not only that was the catalyst. That was why that pushed me over the edge. But it's like I'm 30 years old and I don't feel 30 years old. I feel like a 15-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no ambition, no anything about anything. Like, I don't like people. I have very high anxiety, and that does not lend itself to going out in the world and making something of yourself. Those things only hold you back and make you more frustrated. And it's something I work on and something I recognize that I need to work on continuously in order to get my life to where it's going. And I can't complain because one thing doesn't go my way, or two things don't go my way, or three things, or four things. Like, bad shit's gonna happen to you majority of the time. Unless you're like blessed to be rich and powerful and happy all the time and nothing bothers you and nothing gets you down and you can just change up your lifestyle however you like. Unless that's the case, then God bless, man. I wish that was the case for me. I wish I never got upset or mad or sad, because that's like my dark place. When I get upset or mad, I'll just shut down, sad. It's not even like I'm sad. It's like I want to kill myself. Like, it's not even. I go from 0 to 100 very quickly, and it's not healthy. And that's why I have sought therapy and counseling and just talking to anybody who'll listen to me at this point, because most days I'm not very happy. Most days I'm pretty salty, but it's about not so much worrying about what you did or what you didn't do or where your life's going or where it's headed. It's about, for me, at this moment in my life, I just need to worry about today, getting through it, not hiding from the pain, not burying it. Need to stop making myself numb and ignoring it. But I don't have the answers on this one, guys. I truly don't. I'm still trying to figure this shit out, is basically what I'm saying. Go to therapy. Talk to a loved one. Figure it out. I wish that I had a answer. Well, here's an answer before I wrap this up. Get off social media for a little while. That shit's mad depressing. Will lead to depression. No doubt about it. Do something for yourself, even if you don't want to. Some gesture for yourself. And just take it. Live in the moment. Live in the moment. Take it day by day. Because this shit's really, really shitty. Like, this whole life thing is really shitty if you're not even nice to yourself. So be nice to yourself. Say something nice about yourself. Do something. Daily affirmations do work. And then some days they don't. Some days you're just going to be salty and be miserable. And that's okay too. But after that, get back to a healthy mindset and just enjoy your life. J. Cole once said that no one's life is better than yours or greater than yours or something along those lines. I think that's complete bullshit coming from a millionaire. But it's your life. So don't focus on what you can't control. Don't focus on the bad. Just focus on the moment you're in. And hopefully things get better. I'm Dom. This is Fake Adulting. And if this is my last podcast, I did not want to end it the way I ended my last one. So 2019 is over. 2020, I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you are too. Have a great night. Have a great life.